hands ready, Kenny. Here we go. Come on, man. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. There you go. Glock guy 226. Jazz hands going there right now. He's freezing a little bit, so he's got like what is that called? The mannequin challenge. Jazz hands going on. We are live. We are live. Welcome back to the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. This is episode, I believe this is episode 133, people. Wow, we're really getting up there. And yes, it is episode 133. So I hope you got your big girl panties on. We are talking Hillary Clinton. So you better have like an extra pair of panties on because it's going to get dirty up in here. All right. So also our special guest tonight is Kenny, Glock Guy 226. There he goes.
What is going on?
Nothing much, man. Who is that handsome young lady that you have on your t-shirt there that I see holding an AK? Are you frozen? Yeah, there you go. Show that handsome young lady right there. And the reason why I say that, and Mac knows why I say that, because Mac has a joke and he says, what do you call a man that doesn't have a beard? Do you know how this joke goes, Kenny? Hello? Kenny,
no.
You don't know how this joke goes? Okay, so you call a man who doesn't have a beard is a woman. That's how it goes. So, yeah, that's basically why I said that. I'm not sure if you're hearing me. Your signal's really bad, man. Can you hear me? If I was you, I would go up to the adjust bandwidth thing and bring it down a little bit more. I don't know where you put it. But bring it down a little bit more. I don't know. Are we uploading something here? I don't know. I don't think it's on our side. No.
I kicked it down a notch, so hopefully that'll help.
Yeah. Okay. That's better. Yeah. I mean, I can't be telling all these jokes and no one's laughing. All right, man. So what's going on with you? Welcome back to the show. How's everything? Oh, is he frozen? Did you hear what I said?
No, it broke up again.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I said, welcome back to the show. What's up with you, man? What's going on?
Oh, not a lot, man. Just staying busy. Excited about the new year.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got a lot of products to review and just trying to stay busy, man. Work and kids and.
Mm-hmm. How many kids do you have? I don't think we talked about that the last time. And you have been on the show before.
Yep. Yeah, my wife actually has 2 kids, 10 and 11 years old. They're my stepkids, but
right.
Pretty much my kids.
Absolutely, they are.
So, yeah, it's enough to keep us busy.
Yeah, I think actually we did talk about that. Yes, that's true.
Yep.
I remember that. Cool. So those guys are keeping you busy. You're making videos. I'm assuming some of these videos have to do with Glocks.
Yeah, a lot of them do, but I'm trying to this year especially branch out of that. I don't want people to think that's all my channel's about. I like Glocks, but if you don't like Glocks, it doesn't hurt my feelings. That's fine. I like other guns too.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to branch out a little bit.
Yeah. Have you considered High Point? You could be High Point 226, or you can make a whole new channel.
That might blow up. That might be a good idea.
I'm telling you, dude, you might go viral. You could be like the first gun guy on YouTube to hit 20 million subscribers or something. Just off of High Points.
I've been thinking about buying one just to beat it up and see what it can handle. And from what I know, I mean, they hold up pretty decent,
Yeah. I personally believe if you're a gun guy, you should own, own as many guns as you can. And one of the guns you should have in your lexicon is a High Point. At least get one. Shoot it.
At least have one.
Yeah. Don't just automatically hate it because it's a High Point. Save your hate for Jimenez. Those are terrible.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah. So there you go. Okay, cool, man. Now you look kind of like something from an 80s video game because you're like so pixelated or whatever. But I think that one of us is having some internet problems. I think maybe it's on your side, but as long as we can hear you, that's what's important.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Hopefully it'll clear up. My Wi-Fi says it's, I got full bars there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you're downloading or uploading or someone in there. Tell whoever's in the house, any of the children's that's on the internet, get off the internet. Children's, Yeah, I don't know if you have one of those buttons where you could just,
away.
yeah, you know, you can have one of those things where you could just press a button and shut down the internet for everyone else.
That'd be great. I would definitely invest in that.
Yeah, I always wanted to get that for my boys, and I just never got around to it, and it's so annoying, man. You know, they're like playing video games and stuff like that when I'm trying to upload a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I've tried to do the podcast.
Tell.
Yes, exactly. I've tried to do the podcast from the house. Okay, so we are waiting. Walter is also going to be joining us, so we're waiting for Walter to come in. What we're going to talk about tonight, our title, I said it's episode 133. Our title is How Deep Was Moscow into Hillary Clinton? How deep were they into Hillary Clinton? We're going to talk about that and some other news that's out there in the news, in general, and gun guy news and all that kind of stuff. I've got some cool things. Okay, Lola's telling me I spelled Moscow wrong. Okay. All right. That's why you're here, woman. Fix it. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that, some other news stuff. I'm going to try to share some of this with you. I have another story I was going to share. Huh? Yeah. Yes, I am a little dyslexic, Lola. Thanks for mentioning that in the background. I really appreciate it. No. Yes, I absolutely am like that. Here, let me share this. I'm going to share this other article with you right now, Kenny, so you can read that and the Hillary Clinton thing here while I actually go and shout out everyone that's in the chat. So let me remind everyone, please click the thumbs ups. This is what we need. We need thumbs ups, people. You could thumbs down us also. You can go that route if you really hate us, but we prefer all the thumbs ups that we could get. Also share this, that we're doing this with family and friends. This channel that you're on right here, this YouTube channel, if you're watching us live, is Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded. This is our B channel on YouTube. And we're over here basically because we had some issues with YouTube. They shut down one of our live things before on the other channel. So now I decided I'm just going to do everything over here for now. So you need to be subscribed. There's certain things that aren't turned on because I don't think we've hit 1,000 subscribers yet. And we got to get to a certain amount of views. So please share this with everyone. Let other people out there know that we're live right now. And we're talking to Glock Guy 226. We've got Walter coming on. I've got some really, really good news for you guys for tomorrow's episode, but I will talk about that at the end of this episode. Hold on a second. This is what I'm actually getting text right now regarding tomorrow's episode. It's going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty big. That's the reason why. I usually wouldn't, I apologize for this, Kenny, but I usually wouldn't do this kind of stuff, especially when I have a guest such as yourself on. I don't like, talking about what's coming up the next day, but it's going to be epic.
Hey, man, I'm up for hearing about it.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about it at the end, but it's going to be really, really cool. You guys are going to, every now and then, I'm going to leak out one of the people that's coming. And I'll start with this. Mac from Military Arms Channel. He'll be on tomorrow.
That's enough said right there.
Yeah, but he's just one dude. He's just one dude that's coming. So later on, we'll leak another dude, and then we'll do some more leaking. But Mac from Military Arms Channel is going to be on, and we're going to be talking the NRA and all that kind of stuff that's going on around that. So please hit the thumbs ups. Please make sure you subscribe and all that so that tomorrow you get notified. Also, I would like to invite everyone that's watching this to check out Glock Guy 226 on YouTube and subscribe. Kenny, do you have any other social media you want people to check out?
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I try to do it all. So
awesome. And then what videos have you put up lately just to tease folks about what you've got going on the channel?
Lately I did a review on it's kind of new site, Meprolite. It gives you a reticle. It's a pretty interesting site, pretty much just a pistol site. I have some new builds coming up, a new AR build, a couple Glock builds, some Smith & Wesson M&P stuff. There's a lot going on right now. Awesome.
So, you were at SHOT Show, right? I'm pretty sure I saw you. I think I saw you once.
We briefly got to talk.
Right.
Yep, at the Brownells party.
Right. Who's Dorothy?
Dorothy.
Yeah. I see Dorothy something just joined in here in the chat. You don't see that, or is that just a glitch on my end? Holy crap! What the hell?
What's up, buddy?
Yes. What's going on, man? Holy moly. Kenny, you don't know this dude right here, but this is my brother right here, man.
Oh, really?
My brother Yakyaz. When I first started my channel, me and Yakyaz used to make videos in all kinds of freaking trouble. And then I haven't seen his crazy butt in a long time. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I decided to peek in on you, see how you're doing.
Awesome, man. I'm happy. You look like an evil version of you.
I've always been the evil version of me.
Yeah. No, but I mean, this is like, since when? Because you're blonde. When did all the hair go dark?
I think it's just dark.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. Awesome.
I don't have a whole lot of lighting on this side of the place.
So you're coming to us from Jacksonville, I'm assuming?
Is correct.
Yeah. What's up with you, man? What's going on in your world? I don't know if Kenny, are you still there? I know you went to, your picture went away. Okay. I don't know. Kenny might not be there. Okay, Dorothy or Yakyaz, what's up with you, man?
Not much, man. Just been working a lot.
Oh, okay, cool. For people that have been watching my channel for a long time, they're going to be like pleasantly surprised as I am. You know, what's up with do you have new babies now?
No new babies, but
okay. What's up with Molly, right? What's up with her?
Yeah. She's doing good. She's in 2nd grade now.
Okay, cool. Are you getting married? What's going on?
No, man, I'm not getting married.
Oh. Okay. Hey, we could hope.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
One day it might happen.
Yeah. People are always asking me about you, man. They're always like, what the hell happened to Yakyaz?
Man, I moved to Jacksonville, and it's hard to get back over to Gainesville, even though I was in those parts today, by the way.
You were in Gainesville? You didn't even text me?
Dude, I left work like halfway through. I went to Gainesville, took care of some business real quick, and then headed back to Jacksonville. I didn't have any time to do nothing.
Right. Your parents are still here, right? Or your dad's still here? Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of family in Gainesville still.
Okay, cool, man. I'm really happy to see you, man. I miss you. I miss doing videos with you. You're missing out on all kinds of awesome videos.
I know, man. I was actually talking to a friend who's actually a fan of the channel. He watches you a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He stumbled.
What's wrong with him?
Accident. He saw me in one of the videos. It's like, oh my God, my friend's on this channel.
What is wrong with this dude? Why is he watching strange videos?
And that's the thing. When we started doing that, the hang strange thing, I didn't tell anybody about it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, I was working at GTR at the time. I didn't tell them about it. I didn't tell my friends about it. It was just kind of like the thing I like to do on the side with Hank. And that was it,
Yeah, and it was fun, man. I learned a lot of stuff from you. Not all good. But,
now, are these videos still up there?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you go way back, I mean, I can't remember the last time that we did a video. Is it like 2 years or 3 years ago? Shit.
I don't think it's quite that long, but 2 years is probably close.
Yeah, it's been a while, but there's some big videos up there. For example, that we did this mud torture test of a Tavor.
We did an AK in my AR.
Yeah, an AK, an AR, and a Tavor. That goes way back. People want me to keep doing that. I'm like, do you see me suffering in this video? Why do I want to mud torture test anything?
I would still do it. I think it's the most accurate mud torture test you can do. Because it's not like you ain't dropping your rifle into mud. You ain't using shovels to put mud on your weapon. You're using it. Yeah, that's how mud intrusion occurs.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to see some real shit, you should go look at that video because it's crazy.
I learned a lot that day. There was even in all my time in the military and stuff like that, I never realized how easy mud intrusion can occur, especially into your magazines with an open ammo carrier.
Yeah.
And, so I mean that was crazy. I really enjoyed that. I learned a lot myself.
Yeah. And for folks who don't know, there's some new folks out there, so you don't know what Yakyaz means. So, and Lola says I should explain to people before we start talking about it. So actually, why don't you explain what Yakyaz means, Yakyaz?
So in the military, I was in reconnaissance. I was a Cavalry Scout 19 Delta, and the motto was, if you ain't cav, you ain't shit. Look that out, I guess. But I just used that abbreviation, and that became my name.
Yeah, this is where, just like, I'm not dissing him. This is my boy right here. I really love this dude, but this is where he learned all his assholery.
Yes, it was.
Yes, in cavalry, and the cavalry guys will be proud of him because he especially if you look at the videos. I don't know how Yakyaz is now. I'm assuming he's the same damn way, but he's full asshole mode when we're doing videos. And so people either like really love that or really hated that. Right? You got a lot of flack if you look at those videos.
I mean, the beautiful thing is I don't really worry about the comments. I mean,
no.
I did have some people contact me on the thing, and I'm always happy to answer questions. And if I'm wrong about something, I'm wrong about something. But you better know your shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, I love you, so I don't really give a crap what people think. But you know, I think I learned a lot of stuff about you. Like you said, you know, we push things, and for people who know you, they know you like to break other people's shit.
I like to push anything that's put in my hand. So
yeah,
if you want to find out the limits of your equipment,
so because I know dudes that have bought very expensive guns and then put them in. I think we lost Kenny. I think he might be having some problems. So anyway, we'll get him back. I know dudes that have bought very expensive guns and then they put it in your hands and then you immediately threw those guns on the ground, stomped on them. Right?
In their permission.
yeah. So, you know, but it's a true thing. Like, you know, what I learned about that is these are tools, you know, so you should, you know, you've got to actually push your tools and see what they could do for you. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I think, I look at guns in the way that, I guess maybe most people look at cars. I mean, like certain cars are made for certain things and certain guns are made for certain things. And like, you know, if a manufacturer is going to design a gun, say we're talking about an AR-15 or an AK or you know, a combat rifle, you know, if you're putting your product out there and you want, you know, and you have these claims about that firearm and you have, especially higher price point firearms. Like, I mean, you know, your gun better outperform that $800 whatever, you know, if you're asking $1,500, I mean, it better be able to do something that is worth that money, in my opinion. I mean, that's just me.
No,
you know,
that's valid.
I'm all about the bang for the buck. And, you know, so, you know, and sometimes I'm proven right, sometimes I'm proven wrong in some of my preconceptions of products, but you know,
yeah, it's cool. Kenny,
it's always an adventure. It's always fun, and you know, I don't hate everything. You know, I don't.
Yes, I know you don't hate everything.
But if you're going to come at me with a premise, you know,
don't lie. You hate bullpup.
I want to put it to the test.
Yeah,
I won't put that premise to the test.
Yeah, look at my bullpup videos. He hates bullpups.
We
have a big video. I think it's the KSG versus some kind of bullpup I made or I put together from a kit, something. A Bullpup Unlimited kit, I think. So.
Oh, the AK-74 that you had.
Oh yeah, you hate.
I remember that thing.
Yeah, no, I was talking about the Bullpup Unlimited, which was like a Mossberg 500 kit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We did a video versus the KSG, and that's a big video. That's a big video. Kenny, are you there? I just want to make sure Kenny's not still having issues.
Yep. No, I'm there, man. I moved places trying to see if my connection will get any better.
Yeah, I think you're sounding better right now. I want to pull up. Well, by the way, did you have any questions for Yakyaz or some comments and stuff like that before?
No, man, I've just been enjoying hearing some of these stories, and I'm definitely gonna have to go back and dig into your archive and find these videos.
Yeah, I think you will enjoy it, man. And I'm gonna pull up some stuff right now since we have Yakyaz on, because he doesn't know, since he hasn't been here. Like when we started this, we didn't really have like, I mean, this was really small. And Yakyaz is one of the reasons, like one of the early people that really helped me build my channel. Anything that comes out of this, I give a lot of credit to him. So I don't know if he's been able to keep up with it. The Bullpup KSG versus Bullpup Unlimited kit video that we did, Yakyaz, is 160,000 plus views.
Damn.
Whoa, are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's famous and he didn't even know it.
Yeah, and people love to freaking curse you out on that video.
Dude, I barely remember anything I said in that video.
Yeah, exactly. I always see the comments from people, oh, Lola's bringing a gun, which she said is your favorite gun.
His favorite.
Look at that. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There's Lola. Look at this. You remember this gun? I know you love this gun. I know you love it. AK-74.
I'll tell you what, I'm actually a big fan of the AK-74.
Not
that particular one, but the AK-74 in general, I think is a great gun.
Not this one.
I really like that caliber. 5.45 is a sweet round.
Yeah. Yeah, AK-74 is awesome. I was just telling someone that today. What do you think, Kenny?
I love the AK-74. I don't currently own one, but it's definitely something I plan on getting in the near future.
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Yakyaz, it's kind of because of the cartridge, where the cartridge sits at, right? It's like somewhere between a 223 and a 7.62 by 39, right?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's 5.45. If you think about the U.S. military around the 5.56, it's actually slightly smaller, but it's a little elongated. If you look at them raw, as I recall, it's been a while since I compared them, but as I recall, the 5.45 has a little bit more length to it when you break it down, and I think that helps with some of the tissue destruction that occurs upon impact, along with the hollow point on it that as far as I know, the Russians are still using that style. I can't remember the military annotation for it, but it's a pretty devastating round. I mean, it's nasty. It's not something that you want to mess with.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I mean, I'm going through here just looking, and the torture test, by the way, it's actually the torture test is 2 years ago. Is it? No. Torture test. No, that was a different torture test from 2 years ago. I think we were testing the battle rifle company Spectre.
Oh yeah, and that was a while after we did the original test.
Yeah,
and that thing did pretty well actually.
Yeah, it did. It did.
I don't remember ever having really any issues until it got dirt in the chamber.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of videos that we have shooting the lightweight AR-15 from Midwest Industries. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good gun too. I like a lot of Midwest Industries products.
They make quality stuff. I've always been a fan of Midwest products. I've never ran one of their full builds though.
Yeah, that's what this gun was. It was a lightweight AR that they have, and I did a couple things with it. But Yakyaz and I did something that's a little bit more produced. That's not on the channel here, I don't think. But this particular video with Yakyaz is 136,000 views.
Damn.
So, you know, that's a huge deal. I'm close to like 60,000 subscribers now. Yeah. So, you know, you've got some big videos there, man. That's why people always
believe how early in the project when somebody actually recognized me for it. I was on the way to your house to do a video, and I had stopped at a gas station, and somebody recognized me from one. We had only been doing it for a little while. I think maybe like 6 months or something. I was like, oh my God, this stuff moves around fast.
Yeah, people ask me about you, Walter, who isn't here yet, and I'm like, where the hell's Walter? You should find out where Walter is, Lola.
He's having car problems. He was trying to tow Spencer's car, and the tow truck came and then banged up the car some more. So now there's an accident.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you remember. Yeah, he's gonna be if he comes on, he's gonna be mad. Yeah. But yeah, he's always asking about you, man, because we've done several videos. So for example, we've done like videos of you shooting the 50 cal.
Mm-hmm.
from Walther, and those are some big videos as well. But we still use footage. As a matter of fact, in SHOT Show this year, we used footage of you shooting that 50 cal in Walther's booth.
That 50 cal is awesome. What he's done with that in his shop, I mean, that is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I see a kid behind you. You said you didn't have any more babies, and I see a baby behind you.
Oh, those are Dorothy's kids.
Oh. Yeah. So, and then one quick thing here I'm going to go to that I thought is like, I always get flack for, there's videos that every single video that we've done, I get flack. But one of them that I always get flack about, and people just get really mad at me, is we shot the Bob Marvel, I want to say Marley, that's why. Bob Marvel custom 1911 pistol Nighthawk, right? I think it's a Nighthawk custom.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to shot it with steel case.
I remember that because that was one of the few videos I actually went on and looked at the video comments for. And I had recalled that it was literally the only box of 45 caliber ammo that we had left at GTR at the time. And so we had nothing else. It wasn't like we were going, oh, let's just shoot Tula.
Yeah.
The only thing that we had.
Yeah. So here's what happened, Kenny. People cursed me out for days on this video because we used steel case in this custom 1911. The owner of the gun, this was a video, I think I did it on my phone, to be honest with you, because I was over there hanging out with Yakyaz, and then this guy bought this really, I mean, he bought it used, and it was like, what, $2,000-$3,000 or something?
It
Yeah,
was a Nighthawk. Yeah, I believe it.
And it was a beautiful gun.
Yeah, so he recognized me on the channel, and he was like, oh, why don't you do a video on this? So if a guy gives you a really nice 1911 and says do a video, you do the video. So we were trying to get ammo, and he had a box of ammo, which, as Yakyaz says, all that was there, and it was steel case. He didn't give a crap.
Hey, and honestly, you know, my buddy bought a Les Bear Thunder Ranch 1911. It was about $2,000, maybe a little over, and we were out shooting somewhere, and a bunch of people got mad that we were running steel case through it. But, you know, at the end of the day, if I'm going to have a gun, especially something that expensive, I want to know that it can run it at least, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. First of all, I don't really believe in safe queens.
No, and that's how I am. You know, if you buy a gun, use it, you know, shoot it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a gun, shoot the gun. So, okay, I don't know if we lost.
I'm still here. I don't know what was going on with my camera.
Oh, yeah. So lots of good videos. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I don't know if folks here in the chat even, you know, let's see who remembers. I'm going to run through this, if you don't mind, real quick. I'm going to shout out everyone because I didn't shout them out. So, because we got lots of people. Right now, we've got like 82 people hanging out with us on this chat right now, which is pretty cool. So don't forget to thumbs ups. That's what Lola's saying. Don't forget to do the thumbs ups. And to share this video. This is going to be a classic. I'm going to have to cut out a snippet of Yakyaz coming on here. So that's pretty cool. Chris Illog is in here. Lost in Outdoors. Michael Bender, Chad N, Gorillas and Guns. Let's see who else. Who do we have in here? E-Rock as well. Shout out to E-Rock. And Compton Terry is also in here. The Archangel, DC2 Mega Boost, as well as Tango Hunter. I see Tango Hunter in the chat. I'm trying to see who recognizes Yakyaz from the channel. Joe Carpenter is here. Exhale is in the house. My friend the Tyven Show is also in here. Chris Bullis, LB Louis Cypher. Music Lover is also in here. Music Lover. Vanessa Kitty. Music Lover was making fun of me because earlier, because of our connection problems, my joke bombed, Kenny, when I was trying to tell you the joke about Military Arms Channel, about Mac. So he's making fun of me because he's like, bomb joke, laugh out loud. Thanks a lot, Music Lover. Okay, let's see. David B Kills 219, Matt Morse, Hamburger Helper, Imposter, Scott Pacini, Boss Hog. Let's see who else is in it. 9mm Tony says Yakyaz. So that's someone who recognizes you. Mike Bryan says he's cooking nuggets. Okay. People actually cook nuggets?
I guess.
Yeah, you gotta bake them.
Yeah. So, Chris, that's not cooking something. That's reheating. It's reheating it. Okay. So Chris B says he made it here in time for the show. And let's see who else. Opt out of gun control. So here we go. So that's a shout out to everyone. If I missed you, just let me know. I carry my revolver in single actions also there. I carry my revolver in single action, says music lover is a woman, Hank. So there you go. See, I always assume everyone watching this show is a dude.
Yeah, I do that too. I'll go reply to comments and I'm always like, thanks, man, or thanks, brother. And then every now and then I get someone that's pretty upset. It's like, hey, I'm a woman. Say, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, honestly, we don't have a huge female viewership. And I'm happy. I'm really happy to have some women watching me. See, Lola, there's women who watch the Hank Strange. And, some people think I'm sexy, Lola. You should appreciate. Well, I'm putting words in. They probably don't think I'm sexy, but they're watching the show for whatever reason.
Hey, as long as you think that, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think if a woman is watching me, she thinks I'm sexy, pretty much.
I would have to agree.
Sexual chocolate right here, every day, all day. So did you see? I know you're still into guns, right, man? You didn't become like a snowflake. You didn't give up on the Second Amendment. Yeah, yes. You're still a gun guy, I'm assuming.
I might be.
Yeah.
Right.
So, did you tune into anything from SHOT Show? Is there any guns at SHOT Show that you liked, or?
Honestly, last year the big thing, as far as I remember, was the Hudson H9. And,
okay.
That was really cool because, besides the aesthetics and the fact that it's a 1911 style type firearm, the whole way that they engineered that firearm with its action and all that kind of stuff was really, really cool in my opinion. That was the thing that I was kind of like, wow, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. This year, I'll be honest, when I would cruise my YouTube for different stuff, and I remember keep saying that Franklin Army Reformation going through my feed, and I was like, why do people care so much about that thing? I didn't notice that it even had like a regular stock on it or anything like that. I'm just like, okay, another pistol AR. I mean, I got it. Like, but the fact that they didn't, I guess it in theory has rifle grooves, but it's not rifled going down. It doesn't have a twist rate going down the barrel.
Yeah. I think Kenny, you shot this, right? I know I shot it. Oh, you didn't shoot it. Okay.
Nope, didn't get to shoot it.
Yeah. So what did you? So you think this is crazy or not crazy, or what are you saying?
I think it is. The whole SBR that's not an SBR. It's cool. I understand. The NFA nut kicker. Mm-hmm. But from what I know, I think this thing gets like 4 MOA at 50 yards.
Well,
I mean that's.
Yeah, I mean it's just lands and grooves. So.
Yep.
So for me, like the way that I look at that is, 4 MOA at 50 yards. That obviously is not very accurate, but that's not the idea behind the firearm. I mean, what is the purpose built behind the firearm? The purpose built is either going to be recreational. I mean, if you just want to look cool with is essentially. I don't even know. Are they calling this a pistol? I mean, what is
no? It's not. It has no technical definition. I think it's if you
concerned.
Yeah, it's basically an SBR
firearm that falls under the same characteristics of a musket. I mean, where are we?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I mean,
yeah.
So you can put anything on it that a rifle can have, essentially.
Yes, you can put a stock on it and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, they are going to be able to get better MOA on it because they're going to come up with their own bullet that's set up for just lands and grooves. I know that's not like a big thing to people. And to me, it's not really about the 223 or the 300 blackout. They can do this same thing with shotguns, 9mm or whatever. I mean, it may have some practical purposes, but you know, every gun still has a place for me, even if it's just pushing the boundaries of what we can legally do or pushing technology.
I think that if you put in a specific role, say this is a home defense firearm, you know, if your hallway is only 20 feet, then 4 MOA at 50 yards is plenty accurate. I mean, like that doesn't, who cares? You know, that's true. Going to be perfectly fine. And at recreational gun, I mean, I find it interesting. Now, would it be my like go-to if I'm walking around in the forest? I mean, obviously not. But you know, it's
yeah. But there's lots of things.
Put some trigger time and see the actual accuracy of it.
Okay.
You know, rather than what they're guaranteeing.
Yeah. For a lot of people think, okay, this is crazy because I could just get a pistol or what is it, Ken? You could put a pistol brace on it, right?
Yep.
On a regular gun, not this one. You could put a pistol brace on a regular gun, you know, and then you've got a little bit better capability and all that. But I think it's because it's pushing the boundaries that I'm not against it. You know, like we live in a world where people should push the boundaries. It doesn't mean everyone has to go out there and buy it, but if you push the boundaries, we might find something ultimately that's useful in this, but we don't know if we don't push the boundaries of what's going on. So
yeah, no, I agree with you there.
Yeah. You know, look, Walter has shown up.
Walter.
Oh, we can't hear you, Walter. You don't have your audio turned on, my friend. I don't know if you lost your audio in the crash or whatever you've been up to.
No, I had to get my son's car towed home because the starter died on it. The towing part went beautiful. He backs the car off the ramp. It's sitting there, and he's trying to get his truck out of the way. And one of those the little parts that drop down in the back where they can pick cars up hit the bumper.
Okay.
Bent the plastic bumper in pretty nice, you know, and luckily that had already been hit by somebody else.
Oh.
Their dent is bigger than the previous dent, so I think my son's going to get a new bumper. So
yeah, he can get a steel case. He has an Interceptor, doesn't he?
Yes, he has a 2006 Impala.
Yeah. Time for a steel bumper, dude.
Put a grill guard on it.
I couldn't get upset about it, really. I'm like, okay, all right, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Listen, as long as my kids are safe and nothing happened to them, I really, you know, if it was just me, I would give a crap.
In the big scheme of things, it's pretty minor. So
yeah. Now check this out, because I don't want to cut you off from your thing, but do you see this dude sitting down here at the end?
I see Yakyaz. Yeah.
Look.
Long time no yak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walter, it's nice to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to hear from you. Yeah. Hank tells me you've been busy working. So
it's been a drag.
Yeah. Yeah, he decided he had to make money. He didn't want to be broke and do YouTube.
Well, you know.
So whatever. So we were talking about different guns. We were just talking with Yakyaz about stuff from SHOT Show. Okay. Kenny, did you get a chance to see the folding gun at SHOT Show? The folding Glock?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what do you think about that?
Honestly, it's just different. I don't know. I think
if you hate it, you can say that, man. You can say it.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. I'm not going to run out and buy one. I forget the price tag on it. That's what I was trying to think.
I think it's 1,300, right, Walter?
It's right around 12-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. You know, even if a Glock folds in half, $1,300, that's a little much for me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for the I think it's a collector thing myself. So
a collector thing, yes, I agree with that because of the weirdness of it. But I think
is this an aftermarket thing, or is this by Glock?
No, it's not by. It's there's a company called Full Conceal. You didn't see this, Yakyaz?
I saw some pictures of it on Facebook.
Oh. So what's going on with it? It's basically the company's called Full Conceal, and they buy a regular Glock. This one's a Glock 19, and then they cut the pistol grip, and then they put on this apparatus that you could fold it. So you could take a Glock 19 with a 22 round magazine and put it in your pocket, and it looks like an iPhone.
And they're getting ready to do the 43 also, which is even smaller. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else functionally works like a Glock. I agree with Kenny in that everyone doesn't need this thing.
No.
you know, but I think some people might need it just to get a gun, like a backup into a small.
I got this thing for you to try called a holster. To your pants.
Yeah, but you know
no one will know that it's there. It won't even look like an iPhone. It'll look like nothing.
What's kind of cool about that though is you could fold that up and put that in the same case that my son uses his
for his Game Boy?
His Game Boy thing in, and nobody know the difference. You know, you could have that underneath the Game Boy laying on your table when you're sitting there eating dinner and nobody knows the freaking difference.
Yeah. I think just like the thing from Franklin Armory, the Reformation.
Oh, that's even weirder.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but I think this is people pushing the boundaries. Not everyone has to get it. You know, do we really even have to have practical uses for stuff? I mean, look, the McLaren just came out with the McLaren Senna. I don't know how much you guys are into cars.
I've seen that car. Badass. Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably no practical use for one.
There's no practical use for any sports car, really.
But I'm telling you right now, I would rather have that. If Lola is okay with being homeless, I would rather not have my house and have that car and just drive it around. I would live outside of that car, dude. Yeah. So, I mean, but that's just me. I don't know that I'm probably not very practical.
Yeah, that car is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I don't think, you know, I don't think everything has to be fully practical to everyone. I'm not saying I would either like just carry that as my only thing, but this is something that you can have on you. You could fold it up and you could tuck it away somewhere. And then if you need it, you know, the big thing about it is it just really, if you put it comes with 22 rounds, it comes in, it can fit like within the pattern of this phone.
Right.
With 22 rounds, when it's folded, it fits in here. So I've got a couple of videos of it on the channel. We did something at SHOT Show, which is actually over 200,000 views already.
By the way.
Yeah, and but that's because people are fighting about whether or not it's practical.
Let them fight.
So, yeah, I love it. Yeah, and then we did another thing where I actually got my hands on one and I shot it. And the fact that it fits into a form factor like this, you could put it in your pocket. Doesn't look like a gun. You know, someone might think it's your phone or whatever. You know, you can always have it as a backup. So
I would like to time how fast it could be to.
He's pretty fast with it, but he plays with it a lot. So, you know, it's like, out, you know.
Oh, does he? He's like a little switchblade type thing.
Oh, yeah. Just
now that's ridiculous.
And he's just like, bang, gun in your face.
This I agree from trying it myself with Kenny. It's ridiculous to like take out that thing and flip it. Unless you do a shit ton of practice.
I was trying to do it with the big ass magazine, and it wouldn't work with the big ass magazine.
Yeah,
33 round mag, but the smaller one, it could definitely.
So what'd you say? It holds 22 rounds, like flush fitting.
Well, yeah, because it's folding, you could put a longer Glock magazine in there, so you can have a 22 or even a 33 round Glock magazine, and it fits within the pattern of like a cell phone.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, it could have its uses.
Yeah, yeah. Kenny, you are Glock Guy 226. I guarantee you that you would not say no to doing a video on this thing.
I would definitely do a video on it. I mean, I think it's interesting. It's interesting, you know.
I didn't know anything about it until I actually touched it, and then I saw how it was made and everything, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know? Like I said, it's not for everybody, but
yeah, and it's not practical. This is what I agree with. It's not like a practical thing for most use cases, or however you want to put it, right?
Right.
So, and then the price I know is the big thing for most people. The price is a huge thing because it's not, you're not paying like, what's a Glock 19 is usually somewhere between $500 and $600, right?
Brand new one.
Yeah. So you're basically paying for 2 Glocks on the price of this. You could just buy 2. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the price is a thing, and considering the hardware that they're putting on there, you're probably paying this price right now for the fact that they developed all this hardware and everything that goes along with that. Maybe in time that will change, and it'll be a more practical thing if you want to be practical.
You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then you know what? Something that Lola wanted me to talk about with Yakyaz, since we're talking about practical, I'm going to sneak it in here. Yakyaz is the person who taught me that I have to go prone, by the way, Walter. And Walter and I fight about this all the time, Yakyaz.
We don't fight.
Yeah, we do fight.
What, lay on the ground like an animal?
Yes, exactly. That's what you say to me. You want me to lay on the ground like an animal? So what do you So what do you think about going prone, Kenny? When
All right,
you go
let me
shooting,
clarify one thing before.
Okay.
I just bought another shooting mat, so I can lay on the ground because I have 2 shooting mats.
Yeah, but okay. That's not the right thing to say, Walter, because you don't have to have a shooting mat to go prone.
When you fire that 50 cal, you better have something underneath you. You'll be wearing dirt. So,
Yeah.
I know from experience.
Yeah, you'll be wearing dirt.
Yeah.
It
Kenny,
makes nice video, but it don't make for nice,
Right. So, Kenny, do you go prone when you shoot, man, or you're not into that?
Not all the time, but I definitely do, especially if I'm testing a new rifle or something. I like going prone. I feel like you get pretty accurate shooting, going prone versus standing up, especially.
Yeah. Even with a pistol, by the way, if you have to shoot a pistol and you need some stability, you can just go prone.
I mean, I'm not against that. I mean, just know how to do it doesn't hurt a thing.
You're just not a practical shooter, Walter. You're like a jihadi, or those terrorists in movies that
call in to Artie. Call in the AC-130, quick.
You don't even like to aim sometimes.
Well, cover fire,
Yeah. So, okay. And then another thing that Lola put here that I got from Yakyaz, I guess, is if it ain't raining, we ain't training. Yakyaz likes to shoot in all kinds of different weather.
I don't care what the weather is.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. I usually do. This is one of my weaknesses. But I've gotten out of that. A little bit. Yeah, actually, the biggest thing about if we're shooting and it's raining is destroying the video cameras.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Those things are expensive.
Yeah, so you try to, I don't know. There's not a lot of cameras that are really fully waterproof.
I don't think we destroyed any cameras when we did our range shooting, which we did multiple times. I mean, you can't predict the weather.
Yeah. No, we didn't destroy anything. No, I've come close.
That M1 Grand video that we did, that just made me remember. We did that one M1 Grand. It was pouring rain.
Yeah.
And we just got drenched, and we were just having a good old time just shooting M1. Yeah.
Well, that was your M1 Garand, and I think people were mad because we were shooting an M1 Garand in the rain, which I don't really like. Kenny's breaking stuff. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, why didn't people have to shoot M1 Garands in inclement weather?
Hello. In the snow and in the sand and
What did you get from over there, Kenny?
Oh, speaking of,
I had to grab a charger.
Oh, okay.
I didn't grab it.
Oh, for your phone, or your iPad or something. Yeah, what was that, Walter?
Speaking of M1 Garands, there's been a lot of stuff in the news about the 1911s that are coming up for sale to CMP.
Okay,
but the CMP has also taken possession of close to 100,000 Garands from the Philippines, and then a bunch that they got from Turkey. So those are all going to be coming up for sale too. So I know everybody wants a 1911, but get yourself a Garand while they're back in stock.
So how much of those? Like, what's the price point going to be on those?
Well,
do you know?
Well, when I bought mine the last time, the rack grades were like $475, and then it goes up the food chain. I don't know what they'll be this time, but I know one thing: I have Garands now, but I'm going to get a couple more just for spite. So, well, I mean, they're available. Another thing nice about that is they'll have receivers that they test fire the guns and make sure they work, and some of they take apart for parts, and they'll end up with receivers for sale. And I need a couple receivers to build a couple BM59s. So,
and listen, everyone doesn't like. I don't have a Garand, so
you need one, son.
Yeah, exactly. I think I should get one. So
you need to go old school. They learn what those guys went through.
Also, I can modify it, right?
What?
Yeah, can't I chop it up, chop it down, make it SBR? No, I can't. Okay, I can't go super tactical.
You can put some better sights on it. You can put a flash hider on the end, and boy, don't you do anything else to that gun. You hear me?
I don't like. Okay,
learn how to shoot it first, son.
See, that's because you never like modifying anything, Walter.
No, I do. Trust. Look at Yakyaz shot that little 308 that I had. Look at that. That was.
Oh yeah.
That's pure modification there. I got to build some more, even shorter.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
No,
so
that gun doesn't need anything really. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, appreciate the oldness
Okay.
part of it.
Okay, I'll just get 2, and I'll get one that I don't tell you
But
about.
you know what, son? You can, if you want to take a hacksaw and do it, my God,
This is America.
you can make it into a tanker.
Topic. That'll be perfect for this. Did you guys see the Brownells new classic line that they're doing? I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah.
I'll have one of those AR-10s. Yes.
Yeah. Kenny, did you see the classic line?
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually,
Okay.
I spoke with Josh last week, and I'm going to be doing kind of a retro pistol build. I kind of put all the parts together and stuff, so I should have that coming up in the next few months.
Oh,
Hopefully
cool.
next month anyway.
What
Yeah.
kind of pistol though? What type of-
AR-15 pistol.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what did you think about the retro line, Yakyaz?
I just thought it was really cool because I mean to own an original of a lot of those firearms that they're offering is just insane money. You know,
Yep.
nothing that would ever be in my spectrum of reality probably.
Okay.
So the fact that they're coming out with this stuff, and you know, even the AR-10 style ones, the older AR-10 ones, were within the $1,500 range, $1,600 range.
Pricey, I have to say that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, how many of these are they really making?
Well, that probably depends on how well they sell.
Yeah, I don't think they're making a lot because I could tell you guys they've pretty much sold out a lot of them already. And I was in their promotional videos, and I don't even have one, not one.
Well, that's because
So,
you need to get some Trump negotiating skills. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I didn't realize, like, I figured, hey, I'm in the videos. They'll at least send one of these things in my direction.
Yeah, I thought you had one.
Huh?
I thought you had one.
No, I don't. But I am working on it. It's just that, like, when I went in there, you know, to get one, they were like, oh yeah, that's not here anymore. We don't.
Well,
have
did they give it to Lola?
I was going to order one, but I want to see if they actually have dealer pricing on them too.
Yeah.
The price on the website is not dealer pricing. So
okay, I'll see what I could find out for you guys. So here's the question about these retro guns, and I'm going to ask everyone. I'll start with you, Walter.
yes, sir.
The retro guns. I mean, there's a whole bunch of. I think there's 2 308s.
Correct.
And I want to say 4 of the regular 223s. So which one of these, or you know, you can go multiple. Which ones would you get?
AR-10. Because
Okay.
I basically have my own retro ARs right now. I don't have an XM177, but that can be easily. But you can build that. That's easy. The thing
Okay.
about the AR-10s is you can't readily get those receivers they're using.
Okay,
Yeah.
with
I guess
the the charging handle
Right.
and the carry handle.
I guess there is a company or a guy that is building that type of stuff, and he's known for that. But that's what interests me, the AR-10.
Okay, so Kenny, which ones do you think are?
Honestly, I like the full rifle length AR-15, the 223 platform,
Okay.
which was that Vietnam era? I'm sure Walter would know.
Yeah. There's a few of them. I know that so in the promotional stuff, the green one that I have, I think is Air Force.
Okay, I'm talking about the green one. I really like that green one.
Yeah, I think that's the Air Force one. And then I don't know, I think there's a shorter one, which I think it was like some kind of special ops one, but I like that.
XM177.
Okay, yeah, the XM177.
Yeah, it's got the big long flash hider on it.
Yeah, because I think ultimately it's still regular length or something like that.
They had to do that to get it to the legal length. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, the barrel is 12.7.
Yeah, typically you'd have like 11-inch barrel in that gun, and then a break was about yay long.
Mm-hmm.
And the old brakes in those things actually had some things in it that ATF classified as a suppressor.
Really?
Yeah.
It lowers the signature a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, you know.
I think it had a single baffle or something of that
Something
nature.
that just makes it not so obnoxious like a gun like that is. So.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was purposely in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So which one, Yakyaz, what multiple ones, which ones are you most interested in?
On dead serious, the old school SP1 in the AR-10 with the top charging handle. I don't know if I could pick between those two. I really dig both of those.
Okay.
And, I would love to have that.
I have an SP1, so that's out of the. I lucked into an SP1, so I don't have to worry about that
Everybody has
one.
an SP1, Walter.
Yeah, Walter. Seriously.
What?
Yeah, okay. Congratulations to you, Walter. What about the rest of us?
Yeah.
Well, this is how this happened. I'm at Knob Creek, of course, and I'm at my tables, and a guy walks up and he goes, "You do any trading?" And he had a dang SP1 and a Hungarian AK in his hand, folding stock.
Oh,
Two guns that I wanted.
Holy, was this last?
No, this has been a couple years ago.
Oh.
And I said, "Well, what do you want to trade for?" He says, "I just want one of your uppers." Done.
What?
That fast. Boom.
Steal.
Done.
Damn.
You robbed them.
was it gold?
What's that?
Made of gold? His upper?
I don't know. I mean, all
What
I
was
had to
the
do
upper up?
to the SP1, I had to replace a couple of the pieces of furniture because it wasn't quite correct. Somebody had swapped stuff out, but I did that. That's no problem. And the Hungarian AK is one that I wanted back like in the 80s when I first bought an AK. I ended up with a Chinese one because they stopped importing the Hungarian ones for some reason, and so I got that was like very cool.
Yeah. So you just totally robbed this guy, but I mean, not that he got something bad from getting a 50 cal upper. That's awesome.
I remember back in the 90s, we were doing a gun show one time. This kid walks up the table, and I always have these 37mm flare launchers on the table, and he goes, "You want to trade for one of those flare launchers?" He had a Ruger Mini 14. And I'm like, "You want to trade for that? You want to trade the Ruger Mini 14 for a 37mm flare launcher?" He goes, "Yeah." And you sure? I do that. You sure? He goes, "Yeah." Boom, just like that.
As long as everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I sold that Mini 14, I think, for like $500, and I think I paid $175 for the flare launcher. So.
Well, so yeah, I mean, a lot of the people coming to Knob Creek are either in Kentucky or around there, right? They might have had these guns in the family for who knows how. I mean, AKs used to be like what, like $100 or something?
No, they were never that cheap. But
okay,
say
that's the
$100,
maybe.
Yeah, well, that's the legend I hear. I hear that legend all the time.
Yeah, I've heard it too, but I think some people are need to take some medicine. The cheapest I remember an AK for was like $175, and that's if you bought like 5 or more or something like that.
Okay,
but
like a nice AK,
Chinese Mac 90 kind of AK.
Okay. Okay.
Not the. I had a pre-band type with they call it Type 56 with a folding bayonet and the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my dad still has his. I sold mine, but
I bet you regret that right now.
I have another one like it.
Oh,
I replaced it, but it's not that original one that I bought back. That was around the time the Challenger crashed. When the Challenger blew up, 1986. That's when I bought that gun. So
yeah, I remember that, man. 1986, dude.
Yeah, when you're still a little spermy thing swimming around inside your. Oh, no.
I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
I was in high school. In 1986, I was 14 years old.
Okay, all right. Forgive me, I've sinned.
Yeah. So, and I remember the Challenger because we all watched that happen. Like back in those days, they used to, when a shuttle launched, they would actually show it in the classroom. And I remember watching that in the classroom, and we're like, "What the hell just happened?"
And what was the reaction? People just went like,
"Oh." Until we didn't even know, we didn't realize what happened, and everyone was crying, and it was crazy. Yeah. So,
well, can I go back in time a little bit further?
Sure.
Go back 10 years earlier than that, like in 1975 or 76, when I was in middle school. My teacher at the time was a social studies teacher, and she had lived in Saigon, and she had the TV on when the Saigon was falling, and the North Vietnam, and she was crying. Because she knew people over there and stuff, so that's kind of the same kind of thing.
Finally, freedom.
Yeah, there come the North.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
yeah. Let me see. I'm going to try to go through. I don't know, Kenny. Was there any? Oh, there was something I was going to talk about, and I put this in the news. Let me see if actually. Let me see if this is still. I put this in here. I'm going to try to repost it for you guys that are just in there now. I don't know if Yakyaz or even you, Walter, can read these news things. So
let's see. Let me open.
I will put this in the. I'll put this link in here. Again, there's 2 completely different news things I want to talk about. So, and actually, before we. And
I've been told by my son that when I bring up stuff on the show, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's what he told me.
Oh, okay. Well,
so he knows everything, of course. If you're listening, Will, you know everything, right?
Yeah, Will Killer Keller knows everything.
I told him, I said, come on the show and be Mr.
Yeah. Let's see if he can handle the pressure. Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean he reads all the articles in depth, and it's all this political stuff going on. So
yeah, no, he's smart. He's very intelligent.
He's up on this stuff.
Yeah, but it takes more than intelligence to run this game. You got to
be pretty as a monk.
Yeah, that's what we have going for us. So I'm going to talk about those 2 news articles. I'm going to talk about Clinton, Hillary Clinton, for one. I don't know if you guys could pull that up, as well as there's a hamster story in the news. So
I saw that.
I'm talking about this hamster story, but in the beginning of the show, we were teasing that tomorrow night we're going to have some very special guests on with us tomorrow night. One of those guests, which I revealed earlier, is Mac from Military Arms Channel, which I'm going to lock it here. And Kenny, stand up. You can show you're wearing Mac on your shirt right now. So there you go. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at that. I know it looks like a very handsome girl in a tie, but that's Mac from Military Arms Channel.
So what vintage is that photo?
I think that's in the 70s or something.
I heard it was his senior picture.
High school. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I heard anyway.
Probably 80s.
Yeah. So apparently in his high school, you could take your senior picture with your AK, which is badass.
That is badass.
Yeah. So Mac from Military Channels from Military Arms Channel. Mac will be on tomorrow. We're talking about the NRA. So now the other guest, I've got one more after this. I think maybe 2 more. But what the other guest is going to be Yankee Marshall. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, good thing I'm off tomorrow.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, Yankee Marshall, Military Arms Channel. They're going to be on the same show. And I'm not done. I'm not done.
Mono. What?
Yeah, I'm not done. Everyone watching this right now, you guys should be thumbs upping this. You should be sharing this. It's going to be epic. Even just announcing the next person that's going to be on. You guys aren't going to believe it. I promise you that. Yeah, I'm not going to announce it right now. We're going to talk about some more. This is called teasery.
Suspense.
Yeah, teasery. So we're going to keep teasing it. But Mac from Military Arms Channel, the Yankee Marshal, those 2 guys. Yeah, they're coming on tomorrow. We're talking about the NRA. Yes, that's right. Mac refers to the NRA as not really activists. So that's what we're going to be discussing tomorrow, the whole NRA situation.
Oh, hey, by the way, it's for sure. Me and Will are going to NRA. So
awesome. It's going to be, you might see some shit go down. They might not allow me into this show,
working on getting a place to stay. So
yeah, if you want to see a good show, come to the NRA this year because it's gonna be on.
Game on.
Yeah, it's gonna be on. Lots of crazy stuff happening there. Okay, so let's like quickly talk about the Hillary thing. How about that?
Oh, and uranium, that thing.
Yeah. So there's there's news. There's more news about this.
A lot of shit
yeah, and I got this from Fox News, your favorite news channel, because of all the big legs on there.
Yeah,
I don't. Which I don't blame you. It says Uranium One informant says Moscow paid millions in bid to influence Clinton. So an FBI informant involved in the controversial Uranium One deal has told congressional committees that Moscow paid millions to a U.S. lobbying firm in a bid to influence then Secretary of State Clinton by helping former President Bill Clinton's charities during the Obama administration. So, and it goes on and on about this. I mean, obviously here, like one of the things about this on the other side, they're saying that the election, Russia was, behind Trump or whatever. But I think that governments always try to play in other governments' politics, right? And control against elections. Yeah, they always have and they always will. And why would any government, and especially Russia, just try to play one side? That's the thing about this that people don't realize. Why would they just try to mess with Trump? Why wouldn't they try to mess with both people that are getting elected? Because one of them is going to win. It's a 50-50.
That's just like, for example, Donald Trump. Before he decided to become the president, or he didn't decide, before he was elected, he would give money to this candidate and give money to that candidate. Yeah, you do that, you get airtime.
Yeah,
if you
that's how he got shit built in New York City and New Jersey and all that.
He knows how to work the system.
Right.
So the Russians are going to play both sides also and see who comes out, what happens the way they need it.
Yeah. So the whole premise of this particular episode is how deep is Russia up in Hillary in particular, but all the Clintons for that matter. So, I mean, I think this is just more proof. I don't know that it's going to mean anything because I think when Trump came in. He pretty much said, remember Trump was saying lock her up? Then he got elected, and they told him about the aliens and all the other stuff. All the other Illuminati stuff. And then he's like, oh, we're not going to do anything. So you think that's still
statute of limitations for her ends this year?
Oh, okay.
On part of her stuff. So don't be so sure. Just because a lot of people say a lot of things and do completely just the opposite. So
okay. Kenny, you got any opinion on this? Are you into politics at all? Do you care about this stuff?
Man, I try not to get into to a lot of politics. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I understand, some people like just want to stay out of it or whatever. For me, it's all fun. I enjoy. I don't have, I'm glad Trump is president, because if we had Hillary as president, this would be a completely different
I wouldn't have enough time to talk to you if she was president.
For a certain period of time, but I mean, as soon as she became president, she would start banning stuff, man.
Well, she'd try.
Yeah, absolutely. So, which is not a good thing ultimately.
No, I'm glad it's the way it is right now, actually. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, Yakyaz, what about you, man?
I think we're being short-sighted on the actual issue. It's not necessarily Russians giving people this money, Russians giving people that money. The fact that we allow our candidates to be, in my opinion, I think there needs to be some sort of thought process on how we can keep this more legitimate in terms of how candidates receive campaign funding. And honestly, this is what I would do. This is how you really do it. I think every presidential debate should be done on a polygraph. Honestly. I mean, seriously. And I think it should be strict. A certain amount
this is how it's going to be done on the polygraph. The polygraph is going to stay up here, man. It's like everything they say is a lie.
Take money from the Russians.
Only if they have to wear a shock collar.
Yes. we can up the game, but I think where we start is where the polygraph.
That'd be great.
I think that's the easiest way to do it. You just have a big
how
old
about this?
right behind them, whether they're telling the truth or not.
Everybody gets to vote where they get shocked or not. Liar. Liar.
That would be murderous, because people in there, everyone's going to be mashing that button.
That motherfucker.
And how about this, man? How about even instead of doing an election thing, how about we just put everyone who wants to be president into a ring, and it's a death match, and whoever walks out, that's the president. How about that?
It might come down to that.
Yeah, at least we know we'll have a badass coming out of it. There's no way the dude who survives that is not gonna demilitarize and get rid of all our nuclear weapons and all that shit.
No, that's for sure.
The Clintons are evil. They're just pure evil. There's no other way to put it. They screwed the Haitians, stole that money. They screwed the country by stealing the money from selling the Iranian stuff and all that monkey business. They set up a basically like a drug dealer does, and laundered money through the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, that's a joke.
That was just a big laundering process to clean money.
That's why that's shut down right now.
Well, that's why they closed it down.
Mm-hmm.
And the people have bailed out of that fast as they could, because they don't want to get attached to it. So yeah, those guys are there. It goes, and I hate to say this, and I'm gonna say this again. It runs right up to Obama's office. Boom, see ya, because he knew everything that was going on. So I think it happens. I think it happens all the time. I think they always know everything that's going on. I'm not saying. I think that Obama came out really squeaky clean through his presidency, because he ran a really tight ship, and he knew everything about everyone and had lots of leverage on people. And but now But now the tree is starting to rot from the roots up.
Yeah, but I don't think he's in any danger, man. That dude is out there like surfing and enjoying.
If he doesn't get arrested or something like that, that's great. But like I said, he's going to go down in history as the worst ever. He make Nixon look like a Girl Scout.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I still say we should have freaking death matches. That's what I want. Yeah. Death match. Whoever wins, that's the president. Only badasses will be president.
I got a good idea. Tyven says they all have to qualify with a rifle to be a candidate.
No, that's not good enough. I'll give them weapons. They can have. We can put them in an arena like a big, massive place like the Hunger Games. They can have weapons. They can have swords, knives, guns, bombs.
At least the Hunger Games rigged, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. In the story, the Hunger Games was.
See, I know that much about it, don't I? So yeah, I watched it a little.
I don't know. You probably heard that from Will Killer Keller.
I watched enough of it one time to go, this is goofy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my. Okay, let's go into the because we could.
I don't offend all you Hunger Games lovers, but
no. I mean, we can go on with this with the Hillary Clinton thing for a long time. The funny thing is, Hillary's probably going to come back and try to run again.
No, she's not.
I think so.
The Democratic Party's not going to have any part of it.
I think they're gonna try to do it again.
Painted.
Okay.
But let them do it. Great. Let them do it. You know why? Because she'll crash and burn even harder. But, boom.
It's like they don't have anyone to run. They're trying to convince Oprah. Oprah is like, hell no.
What a joke.
Yeah.
Come on.
They're trying to convince Biden.
Oh, Biden is a joke, too.
What they said about Trump. What a joke.
But no, I mean, see the difference between Trump and all these other people is Trump had his own money. He could do whatever the hell he wanted. None of these other people. Oprah's got a lot of money, but she's got a lot of skeletons, too. So, she was a Weinstein enabler. She enabled Weinstein to get these young girls and things like that.
Yeah,
is that right?
I think came out pretty fast after the even thought process from her.
So,
I think I think we're going to get the most trouble in the next cycle for president, not from the Democratic side. So in other words, the most infighting is not going to come from the Democratic side. I think the most fighting is going to come from the Republican side because there's going to be a bunch of people that want to run and won't want Trump to run. And Trump himself might go, you know what, fuck this.
He's going to do another 4.
He's been president. He'll get a library. I mean, the freaking Trump Tower is to him better than the White House or whatever.
Well, who wants a library? You want a library? What is a library about?
I only want a library of pornos.
Well, you can get that now if you want.
Yeah,
I have a good clean credit card.
It's called YouPorn. So you know what? I really do think that most of the What?
Library is a way of funding money.
Yeah, Lola's saying that a library is a way of funneling money to different places.
Well, another place to launder money, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She's absolutely right on that. Okay, I don't think the Clintons are done. I'm just telling you right now. I don't think they're done.
She's done, man.
Hillary was promised on whatever Illuminati board she sits on.
Yeah, don't believe all that.
She's meant to be president. She's going to keep going for it.
I got you, Illuminati, right here. No, she ain't getting.
Okay. So anyway, from the land of crazy, I think you guys saw the article that I put up, right? About
the hamster.
Yeah, about the hamster thing.
What is up with that?
So here's the headline: Hamster flushed down toilet after college student's pet denied flight on Spirit Airlines. So a beloved pet hamster that was flushed down a toilet has become the latest controversial case in airlines versus people seeking to travel with emotional support animals.
Well, I have ideas about that too.
Yeah. So Berlin Alda Casilla, 21, on Thursday accused Spirit Airlines of causing her to tearfully flush Pebbles, the hamster, Pebbles. Bring back Pebbles, the hamster, down a toilet in the airport bathroom after the company refused to let her bring the pet on a flight as an emotional support animal, according to lawyer Adam Goodman. So this girl says that she made the choice after Spirit staffers allegedly told her before her trip that she could bring her pet and later refused to let the animal on her flight at Baltimore Washington International Airport on November 21st. She said, "This is a horrible situation. We hope no one ever has to go through a situation like this." And basically, she says they told her she could bring it. Then when she got there, they told her she couldn't. And because her family was in Florida and all of that, and she was on her own, she was trying to rent a car to drive back instead, but she's too young. So she had no choice, and she had to go to the bathroom, say goodbye to her hamster, and flush it.
There's something funny about this story.
Yeah, it's
if
weird.
that damn hamster was so important to her, why didn't she just get off the plane?
Yeah, I just wouldn't go.
And call mommy, and mommy with a, come on.
Because the whole thing is just a bunch of fake people saying fake things. I mean, that's what it boils down to. I mean, you want this hamster for emotional support, so you flush it down the toilet because someone says you can't bring it.
If it's so damn special to you, just get off the plane.
And if I'm Spirit Airlines, I'm just calling bullshit.
So wait, what are you calling bullshit on? Are you saying
for anything? You flush your hamster down the toilet, it's not our problem. You know?
Yeah. If she did it, that's on her. That's how I look at it.
Okay, no sympathy.
Nothing personal against folks that have.
I always hear Spirited Airlines fake apology. You know damn well they don't mean a single word of what they said. Oh, it's a horrible situation. We're real sorry. No, shut up. You don't care.
What were you gonna say, Walter?
No, I'm just saying there are people that have real animals, you know, that are registered or trained or whatever. But now it seems like everybody needs to tote their critter around with them because they're emotionally supported. It's like, how did people grow? How did they grow up back in this? You know, back in the 70s or 80s or 90s? How did we get along without having pet hamsters?
Oh no, okay. So let's unpack it from there. I think that's what Yakyaz is saying. That first of all, did she really need a hamster as an emotional support thing?
21 years old. What happened to her? They make her that she had to have a hamster.
I have no idea. I have no idea. And I'm not sure what a hamster can do for you. You know, can it hug you? Can it lick your face? Can it save you from from drowning? I don't know.
I mean, I can see a dog. I understand a dog, but I don't know about a hamster.
You know, I understand blind people. I understand, once again, registered like service dogs, trained service dog, But now it's just gotten, what do you have, a pet turtle? You get emotionally support with your pet turtle?
Yeah, but we made these laws. We made these laws, dude.
Yeah, we've made these people that, anyways.
Yes, I agree with you. We have created snowflakes that don't know what to do, and they need a lot of support and stuff like that. What's Lola trying to show me?
I heard this article last week.
Oh, Lola's showing me this article. This is the headline: Emotional Support Peacock.
Oh, fuck.
It's for real.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on.
Yeah.
I got us emotional support rooster.
This is the dumb shit that we've created. I mean, first of all,
here's my emotional support rooster right there.
People, I think I've seen roosters or chickens or whatever. First of all, the worst thing that we did with airline travel was freaking Homeland Security and all the bullshit that we have to go through.
I agree with you 100%.
You have to get raped and abused, and
that's the biggest joke on the face of the earth. That
creates, and I'm not trying to, I know, like, you know, Yakyaz is here, he's gonna get mad at this, but that creates the PTSD right there. You know, just having to go through all that bullshit in the airport, and now people, you know, are getting into crazy things like this because we're making it crazy. We are doing this.
I was glad to hear. We went to the last time when we flew to Vegas. There was a guy in line that said the same thing. I think every time I'm in that damn line, every time you're in that line and you got to take your belt off, you got to take your shoes off, you got to take your shit out of your bag. You should think, you know why you have to do that? Because of some fucking Islamist bastard that put a bomb in his shoe. That's why you have to do that. Not because you're safer, not because they want to make you safer. It's because of those son of a bitches. And somebody was saying the same thing in the line. I'm going, yeah.
But then the terrorists won. The terrorists
if you do that stuff, if I've got to take my shoes off every time, they've won.
Absolutely.
So
they've won.
So now you've created this bureaucracy with all these people.
If we've got to go through all of that, then we're so fucked up in the head now because of whatever. I mean, honestly, we're not as bad as dudes that had to go somewhere and actually fight and deal with
I mean,
you know, deal with bombs and all that crazy shit and be away from their family.
Right. That's not the same stuff.
But there's so much craziness going on that we've created these stupid rules where someone takes whatever creature, you could take an alligator or some crazy shit to a doctor, or you don't even have to do that. I think you can get this emotional support thing online. And then the next thing you know, you can have that freaking alligator sitting next to you on the plane. And they don't give a shit what happens to, like, I was flying to Vegas, and this happens a lot now. People came on the plane with a dog. I have a dog. I'm all for dogs. These people came on the plane with a dog. There was a woman on there who said she's allergic. You know, and they were like, "Yeah, we can't do anything for you." You know, they were like, "You could get off the plane now." You know, I mean, it's like, basically everyone else and what's going on. They would rather have someone while we're in the sky go into anaphylactic shock or something like that and die. You know, but so that someone else can get their dog out to wherever the hell they're going. You know, we're creating all this stuff, and I'm also not surprised. I think that this. I don't know if the girl faked the story. I don't know. I mean, I think it's making news because if you look at it, you can see this is like a cute young chick, and that's how people always react in the news, right? I hate to say this, dudes, but if this was an unattractive chick,
nobody care.
Yeah, we wouldn't give a crap about it. But we think about this poor girl, cute girl, crying and flushing her thing. But you know, I think we just made all this crazy bullshit in the world.
Well, everybody's got.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
And by the way, for anyone who like people come up with options, she said that she couldn't rent a car to
She's
drive.
21. She can rent a car. What are you talking about?
I don't understand that. And then people were like, why don't you just let the thing go? Because she didn't want it. She said she didn't want it to die of cold.
Well, yeah.
She's evil. This is someone who's going to flush their babies in the future. Because she's evil. I would rather let that hamster go out into the cold. It might survive. It might find a hole.
Get that hamster a priority mailbox. Stick it in the priority mailbox. Zip it up and throw it in the overhead.
Listen, seriously, if I had a hamster and they're like, it can't come on the plane, I would go, okay. I would take the hamster and put it down on the ground, and wherever it goes, it's all good. It could live in the airport. I guarantee you there'll be people in that airport feeding that hamster. You know, but okay, I don't know. Yakyaz just thinks this is the craziest shit I've ever heard of.
I saw that story and I just go, oh god, here we go again. You know.
Okay, and then what's this? Okay, Lola's showing me something about the Browning high power coming out of production.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, Browning's canceling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming for years. I just didn't know when.
How did you know that was coming for years?
They just don't sell.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. I mean, it's a. Well, all right. So if you think about a gun that's been made, I mean, when did the original Brownings come out? In like
the 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about guns that have been 80 years old, how many surviving guns from 80 years ago are there? A, not many. Indeed, the ones that have been dramatically redesigned and made better, right? You go buy a Browning high power, it's basically the same gun that you bought 50, 60 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, it's a great classic piece, and I love the high point. I mean, not high point. High point.
Yeah, you know you love the high point.
Yeah, I love those too. But
on that note, we need to have a high point moment. There we go.
Well, Walter's got one.
Yeah, damn it, I don't have mine.
Got like 8 of them as paperweights, but
this one will be modified one day into a super high.
How many people buy them these days? You know, I mean, especially you can buy the Fegs lookalikes for like $300.
And you know, the high point, I have a high point. I have a Browning made high point that I got from a friend. But what I really want is I need to get an Israeli made high point. That's what I really high power. Damn you started saying high point. Now it's on my head.
But I think if Browning had gone in the same direction that you have, like Wilson Combats and your Nighthawks and your Les Bears and all that kind of stuff, and done the same thing with the high power, I think you'd have a lot larger market for them still. You know, something that's just
it's
something that's more special.
Yeah,
I would say.
So it sounds like no one's gonna miss them. I mean, there's probably a crap ton of them out there anyway. Yeah,
they've run their course.
I mean, it's not like
made tens of thousands of them are out there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not
they've ran their course.
Yeah, I've never owned one. So
it's not that's an expensive gun to manufacture too, because it's all steel, it's all polished up and blued really nice. It's not a cheap gun.
It wouldn't be the same quality.
No.
Yeah. So who's owned one? Have you owned one, Kenny? Yeah,
nope, never had one.
Okay, it looks like Walter's owning one.
Of course, Walter has one.
Yeah, of course.
I've shot a bunch of them, but I've never owned one myself.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, let me see, it's been used by practically every except for the United States. Practically every country all over the world at some points had high powers. The Nazis used them. The freaking everybody used them. I mean, Canadians made high powers. English made high power pistols.
Canadians used high powers for a long time.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. The English high power. Yeah, yeah. And the Brits used them too. So, and you know.
Yeah. So the other thing that Lola wants us to talk about here is problems with the new XM17, XM18 handguns that the Army's having. I guess we've not talked about this.
No,
did we talk about this? Yeah, maybe we haven't spoken about it just because
not really.
A bunch of stuff has been going on here. So there's problems with them. Anyone interested in that?
What's
is it? That's basically the hammer fired gun in the military version, right?
Yeah.
Where you just hit it with a hammer and it goes off?
Yeah, it's the P320s, but
Right,
the military version of the P320s. I think that, you know, why are you laughing?
I thought he was being serious for a second. No, I thought they were striker fire guns.
They are with a hammer.
Literal hammer file. Jeez. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
go on.
You just been out of the loop for a little while. That's all.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is at several places. Says the Army's brand new handgun already has some major problems.
Imagine
Just over a year after the Army selected 6R's P320 9mm pistol for its new XM17/18 modular handgun system programmed to replace the Beretta M9, the branch's new sidearm is showing some serious problems, according to new Department of Defense report released this month. And the Pentagon's overview on its gear and tech programs in 2017 conducted the Office of the Director of Operational blah, blah, blah. So the pistols demonstrated a series of persistent problems, including accidental discharge.
Oh, dear.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, ejecting live ammunition and relatively frequent stoppage when firing ammunition encased in full metal jacket. Even worse, the report recommends the Army engineer some fixes upon identification of the root cause of the ejection issue.
Okay, let me get this straight here now. They're having problem with full metal jacket. Now, isn't that what they use most of the time? Is full metal jacket?
Issues with
Didn't they test it?
I mean, that's what they should have been using the whole time. 124 grain full metal jacket. The NATO spec.
This is probably this is like, you know, whatever they tested and this won. So whatever hookers and coke and whatever got given and whatever actual guns they tested.
Let's be true. I mean, the 6R 321 because it was cheaper than the Glock. That's the bottom line.
Okay.
Put their bid in. It was a lot cheaper than the Glock, and the differences in the performance during the testing were minimal.
Right.
Same reason the Beretta won over the 226 back in the day.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
So now they have to actually manufacture these.
Cost was way less.
Okay, so now they have to manufacture these, right, at that price that they bid out and they won the bid. And maybe that's where the problem's coming in, right? Trying to manufacture this at the, like they did the lowest bid so they get the contract because they think getting that contract is going to make everyone go out there and buy these guns because the Army uses it, which they had problems with the civilian versions. So I don't know how many people are buying them.
I don't buy them.
And then now they've got to actually manufacture and deliver these guns to the Army that the Army's having problems with. Maybe it's in the manufacturing of the guns.
Well,
I mean,
maybe.
it could be, but I mean, obviously there was problems with them on the civilian market way before the military decided that they had issues with them. So I mean, you know, who knows? I mean, it may be. It may when you go to a military grade testing process and a usage process. I mean, you're going to find flaws a lot faster than what most people on the civilian market are going to be able to find.
I don't know, man. They should have hired Patrick R. and his hammer.
Yeah. Compton Terry says this is the problem with the Army not finishing the testing. And Dan Davis said the Marines knew Hueys couldn't fly in the rain, but we fixed that too. Sure.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, almost every military firearm that's come onto the market, or I mean, come into the service, you know, has had problems since the M16. I mean, if you think about how many problems the M16 had, I mean, the Beretta had a lot of problems in the beginning with cracking frames and different stuff like that. I mean, it's probably all par for the course at this point. I mean, that seems to be the standard.
Some of it comes from care in the field or a lack of it.
Without a doubt.
and how they're handled. You know, that's what I understand. I haven't been in the field, so I couldn't tell you, but that's what I hear. Things are, you know, it's like vehicles. You buy a surplus military vehicle, it's a roll of the dice, because if some young kid's out there driving and he don't give a crap, and he's just going to have a great old time with that truck.
Well, I think it depends on what unit that vehicle belonged to. If they never used it, it's probably A-okay. But if it was in my unit, that thing was. Woo!
Yeah. If you were using that thing, it's done.
It never made it to the auction.
Yeah.
Let's see how deep the water we can go through.
Yeah. Now you know where Yakyaz learned to break shit. Yeah. So that's you know, that's the whole thing with that.
Well, hopefully they get it straightened out, because it's not something you want to.
Well, it's not a joke. I mean, yeah.
No, it's not. When you're using it, your life might depend on it. It's not a joke at all. So
absolutely not. I mean, and also I think this is the problem with like going to the lowest bidder. Maybe we shouldn't do this type of shit on the lowest bidder. Well, at least
let's have a competition that's it just seemed like they chose it really fast. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I remember when the Beretta was chosen, they went on and on and on about the Beretta. And this time it's like, boom, we have a new service revolver. It's like, wow, that was quick. I don't ever remember them doing anything that fast before. So there could have been some cocaine and hookers, like you're saying, because that's an influential thing. But it seems strange. You know, I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. You never know. And then this is in the news of a little bit strange. I got this in an email from Slidefire. The SBS 308 is back. So Slidefire has a 308 stock. You know Slidefire, Bumpfire? There's a 308 one. Well, if you want to throw 308 downrange real fast. Well, I guess, you know, it's not illegal, so hey, rock and roll.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah, I'm not complaining about it.
I think they should try to make as much money as they can. So
yeah, who knows? I mean, this is the whole thing of why, you know, we're going to be having our conversation tomorrow, and why I encourage everyone to tune in for that, you know, because we're talking about this whole thing that happened with the NRA and obviously what came out of Las Vegas with the shooting that happened there. And then the NRA kind of said they thought they were being smart and playing 3D chess and bounced it back to the ATF to let them handle it. And their thinking is that the ATF will come out and go, hey, we already covered this twice, even under Obama, and we said that there was no problems with this, so you guys have to leave it alone. That's their thinking. The reality is, if you listen to what the NRA is saying, these guys were against full auto machine guns and all that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, you know, they think that the ATF is going to come back and say no. But this is a political thing. If the ATF looks at it, they're highly likely, with the pressure, especially with politicians, putting inside pressure on them that we don't know about, because they don't want to come out and start banning things. Republicans don't want to be responsible for more bans, so they're going to put it on these guys and pressure them to say anything that changes the rate of fire on a firearm is now an NFA item, right? And so lots of people are upset, including myself, because the NRA just put this out there and said, yeah, let's go with this. We supported putting a ban on machine guns and all that kind of stuff in the past, etc. And this could come down really bad, because once that happens, what's the rate of fire? What's changing the rate of fire? If you've got a Geisley and all the other companies that make triggers, yeah, your finger, you know, Kenny's showing his, like, what is changing the rate of fire? This can get really crazy. And I think that these kinds of accessories represent a huge part of the market. Most people.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Is this like 30% of the market, or is it 20 or 30% of the market? And all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of companies out there that would go into really serious problems because you can't do this anymore. You know, and then people think, oh, well, it's no big deal because if it's grandfathered in and I have it, who cares? They found out about that little secret, people. They don't grandfather in shit anymore. You know, and if you look at what other states that are trying to already put laws into effect are doing, you know, it's kind of terrible. Someone has to push back against it. And I think it's pretty interesting that none of the companies out there are pushing back against this kind of stuff right now. So,
what the hell?
Someone's playing a commercial?
That came on mine. I wasn't looking at the commercial.
Yeah,
I was looking at a story about the Norovirus virus in South Korea. You know,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
might be a
No,
deal.
you would think a lot of these companies would be pushing back against it. I mean, there's companies that's what their whole company is, performance triggers.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a ton of companies that are done because it's not just bump stocks. It's not just slide fire that's going to have an issue. I mean, you're talking any trigger modification and a whole bunch of other things that we put, like there's a whole bunch of things that go in there to help you shoot faster. You know, what happens there? So that's what we're going to be having the discussion about tomorrow, by the way. And, you know, like I promised you guys, I was going to tell you who else is coming on. Do you guys want to know who's coming on the show
Whisper in
tomorrow?
my ear.
I want to know.
Yeah, so we've got Mac from Military Arms Channel.
Oh, is it Coleon?
Yeah, we've got me, of course. I'm coming on. You know, I said already that we've got Yankee Marshall coming on.
2 white guys, 1 black guy. Do we have another black guy coming on?
Oh, speaking of that, we have Sam. Sam is coming on from Forge from Freedom.
That's a black beard.
Yeah, he qualified. He's a black guy. He's a half Egyptian.
Okay. I didn't.
Yeah, he's Egyptian. He's a black dude.
Oh,
But you have Nevada on there?
I know he looks like he could be a terrorist or something like that, but
I didn't say that.
But anyway, he's coming on, and the other person that's coming on is Eric from Iraq Veteran.
Oh wow, you got an action-packed show tomorrow night.
Huh? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, so you got the yin and the yang thing. Maybe.
It's gonna be on tomorrow. It's gonna be well. And the reason why these guys are coming on is not like I know people might think that obviously things have happened in the recent past, but these guys are coming on because they're united against what we were just talking about with the ATF and the NRA and bump stocks and all of that. They're united in that, which we should be as gun guys. We have things coming down the line. Like if it's temporarily, you might think these things are going to sell all the guns in the world. I actually argue that. I don't think all the guns in the world are going to sell if stuff like this starts happening. And then even worse, what's going to happen is more of our Second Amendment rights are going to get eroded. So, my attempt, what I'm trying to do, I can't say 100% this is all going down without a hitch tomorrow, but we've been working on it behind the scenes, and at the last minute.
All just get along.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised to realize that some important people in the gun YouTube or gun content creator world are getting together on this issue. And one of the reasons is like, we feel that a lot of people right now are kind of like not giving a shit about this. They're just enjoying things like, oh, guns are cheap out there. There's lots of guns. Trump's president. Everything's going to be okay.
Everything.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think about this, Yakyaz?
Well, I absolutely agree with Mac in the idea that we need to continue to press forward with getting rid of some of these ridiculous regulations. And the Vegas shooter, that was just terrible. Now, I will say, I could debate somebody on whether or not that slide fire stock actually took or prevented more deaths from occurring. But because to be honest with you, if you and it's terrible to watch and it's terrible to listen to, and honestly,
it's a sad situation all the way around. Yeah,
but it does offer things to learn, and it does offer your ability to kind of conceptualize how things happened by watching it, and hopefully arm yourself with more knowledge for the future. And one thing that I distinctly noticed is that if you listen earlier on, the bursts of fire were very long. Like he was just dumping mags.
Yeah.
If you listen towards the later part, right before the ending, it was more of short bursts. And he had kind of figured out what he was capable of doing onto the crowd, because I had read multiple reports where they were finding rounds way away from where the actual concert was, basically he would do the first few rounds and then the gun was just all over the place, and like half a mile away type stuff, so it's one of those things where it just shows where full automatic outside of somebody that actually knows what they're doing is not necessarily an effective way to fight with a firearm. And luckily, because that guy didn't know how to do that, I suspect that if it had just been a semi-automatic rifle and this guy was placing shots throughout the entirety of what he was doing, that there probably would have actually been more deaths rather than less. And I think that we're fortunate that the guy didn't actually have a true understanding. He was obviously really smart, but he didn't have necessarily all the foundation of knowledge of what these items are capable of and the limitations of them. And I
think we're really lucky that people
involved are fortunate for that.
Yeah, I think we were really lucky that there weren't, I don't know, if we believe the version of what these guys are saying even happened, that there weren't people there who actually, like, there wasn't a bad guy there who really knew what he was doing, because it would have probably been a lot worse if we believe that. Because I think there's like a whole bunch of crap about this that we don't know. You know, they're saying that they're still going to charge people. They charged someone recently for manufacturing ammunition for this guy. There's a whole bunch of stuff here with Vegas, with all the cameras around Vegas. No footage has been released. They're saying that's because they're thinking about charging other people. There's a lot wrong with that whole story. And I think that ultimately these are tools, man. These are tools that people make. And the first reaction to go out there and start banning things, that's only coming from people who want to take these things away from us, period.
Yeah.
You know, it's not coming from people who are interested in, oh, let's figure out what happened here and prevent it from happening, because it's just a slippery slope. They're going to go, yeah, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. Eventually, you can't do anything to defend yourself. And these things exist in the world every day. And we don't have that kind of chaos and carnage every day, because not every human being is broken. You know,
I think that's the bottom line. I mean, that's a great way to put it. I mean, that was a broken man that committed those crimes. That's I mean, you don't just do that without having something wrong, that something catastrophic with yourself. And broken is a perfect way to put it, Hank.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, that's pretty much what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. I wanted to let everyone know that, you know, everything's not set in stone, but I'm pretty sure that's what our lineup's going to look like for tomorrow.
Now, 7 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's all going to be here on Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded. You've got to subscribe to the channel if you want to get notified of this. Make sure you click the notification bell. I encourage you guys to thumbs up this video, share it, and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, if you have social media, get on it, talk about it. Tomorrow it's going to be going down. We got some pretty big dudes coming through the channel. Mac coming through the channel is a big deal as far as I'm concerned. You know, and then when you get Mac and Yankee Marshall, you know, and then if you get Mac, Yankee Marshall, and Eric from Iraq Veteran, I think that says to you that there's going to be some important things discussed.
Because there was some interesting things said.
Lots of drama.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not doing it for the drama, honestly. I think it wouldn't be happening if the drama wasn't already dealt with. And I say kudos to people for dealing with all of that. That's like really what we should be doing. We all have problems. We all have egos and stuff like that. But ultimately, there's something bigger at play here, and we're trying to do something about it. And I think, you know, I've been talking to Mac about this. We're really frustrated because we feel like the NRA is just telling us, shut the hell up, and we got this. Don't say anything. Well, that goes against freedom, and also it goes against logic. I really don't think that their play is going to win. I'm pretty sure that the ATF is going to come out with some new regulations here. You know, if they were going to say, look, we already looked at this, there's nothing going on, they would have already said that.
So do you guys remember when Obama extended the Bush tax cuts?
Remember that? I think that was early in the
thing. It was in his first term. It wasn't his first term, but Obama extended the Bush tax cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that was?
Because they had to.
No, tell us.
No, they didn't have to.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because the Republican Party agreed that they would vote into effect the Health Care Act.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes, they made a deal. They made a deal. Yes. You're right. Okay. Right.
So, I mean, a lot of times what ends up happening, I think, in these types of situations is that there's a lot of deals made where you give us something and we'll give you something.
Yeah, they each compromise a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's the basis of how our government and a lot of these political type items work. And I don't think you ever get 100% victory on anything. I think something always has to be given in order to get. And that's just how it works. That's how it collaborates. I mean, you're not gonna the other side is going to want something for their efforts, unless you just absolutely have the 100% majority. I mean, that's
they didn't get anything on taxes, so because they were all against that, every freaking one of them, I think. So
yeah, but ultimately they did have to make some kind of deals to make things. This is why we're still in danger of shutdown, whatever the hell that means.
That's almost over with.
Yeah, but it's not quite over because they are making deals. They are making deals because and one of the problems here is that the Republicans have a supermajority, but they don't want to do anything. So Republicans could come out and make all kinds of laws right now, or put things on the books, and Trump could sign it. They don't want to do it. I think a lot of Republicans are anti-gun. I think Republicans want to take guns away from people just like Democrats, but they don't want to be the ones to do it because they're thinking about how we're going to vote. And Democrats definitely want to do it, but because
they know that won't get them anywhere either. So.
Yeah. So what they're doing is shifting this over to agencies like the ATF, because what are we going to do? We're going to roll and carry on, be mad about the ATF, and then we're going to let it go. But there's no one in the ATF that we're voting for. And so this is why even you saw, like when we started talking about this at the beginning of last year, and we're like, okay, so when are the good gun stuff going to come down the pike? The NRA said to us that Trump is all super pro gun. We're going to get all this stuff. And then from what I was hearing from politicians, they were like, oh, the midterms, just, we're going to go through. And then when the midterms comes back, we're going to do all of that. That's just a deflection. That's just to put you off until later, because by the midterms, they're once again secure in their thing, and then they're going to go, oh, we'll do that later. Or something comes out, you're mad, and they're like, hey, I've got another 2 years or 4 years or whatever it is. I got this position, then I can retire and go become, a lobbyist or something like that. And who gives a shit about these people? I think that I agree with Yakyaz that this is how it is, but it's not good for those of us living here in the real world, having to live with the consequences of what these idiots do. And it's not just the NRA. I think it's politicians, it's everyone out there, and we have to stop going for that. The world is different from how it used to be 20 years ago. The fact that we can do stuff like what we're doing right now and people tune in and people are listening to us, we could change things, but we can't change things if we still give so much value to old ass institutions like the NRA that refuse to listen to us and they just want to pacify us.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of also really good candidates that are coming up for the NRA to make those changes. So I think that's another important thing to keep focus on, is that if you have these blue dog NRA style people on the board, they're coming up for election, and they can be pitched just as easily as they came in.
Yeah, I sent I'm a life member. I've been on for a long time, so you can save the hate for later. But I got the ballot, and I checked off some people because I wasn't not going to not do it, because that's just as bad as.
No, I think, listen, I don't think anyone can knock you for being involved in the NRA. It means that you're pro Second Amendment. You want to do something. But
I checked off. It's funny though, on the back of the ballot or part of that, they have suggested people.
That's nice of them.
They have the ones that are suggested, and I'm thinking, what that? I'm not going to vote for the people that they think are the ones. I'm going to go for all the rebels, all the ones that stir the shit up. They stir the pot. I mean, even though unfortunately the board members don't have a lot of power, they can't throw LaPierre and the rest of them out. Unfortunately, or the cat lover from Florida, Marion Hammer.
Marion Hammer.
Oh God, that's scary shit. Every time you take a picture with your cat.
Yeah,
it's like, come on. I know you like cats, but God dang, lady.
It's kind of embarrassing. She's on the board, honestly.
Yeah, and hasn't voted in 3 years on anything.
Well, as I heard, she doesn't really go to any meetings or anything.
She didn't do anything. So she's got to be pulling some money out of that too, right?
Oh yeah, she's getting hers.
Right.
Gotta feed her cat somehow.
They need to have a coup d'etat over there and get rid of all these suits and put some people in there that are actually gun people, not corporate types.
Well, you also got to be careful because, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, in order to get anything done in Washington, you have to have Washington-type people. But you have to have Washington-type people with the right mindset and the things that we want to accomplish in our Second Amendment war or fight. That and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sorry, guys. I am listening to you guys. I'm still in negotiations right now.
He's plotting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty epic. If you can pull it all off and you have all those folks, you're having your own board meeting like that other time. Just as long as everybody doesn't go into a
no, it's gonna be a little different than that. I mean, I think this is a really serious issue. I'm telling you. I think that we either do something about this now or we give up whatever power we have left. And what power we do have left is that we are able to organize on our own and either I don't want to burn down the NRA. I would rather the NRA just listen to us. Right now, they're just pretending like we don't exist. People are asking me oh, what's up with Colin Noir? I think Colin Noir works for them. And he's also buying into this thing. And I don't know. I've tried to talk to him and get him to come on. Ultimately, I like him as a person, and I'm not ever planning on attacking him and trying to pull him down as a person. But we cannot rely on this. I remember years ago when I first started this YouTube thing, we were talking about that today because of Yakyaz, and I went to SHOT Show and there was a meeting that the NRA had with some SHOT Show people about YouTubers. And the whole deal was they were like, these guys are dangerous and we have to figure out how to control them. And so they know this. And the truth of the matter is we are dangerous, but that's awesome. It's an awesome thing. And it's up to us to do something with it or give it away.
The NRA is going to be like Sears and JCPenney's and Kmart because they don't get with the times and they don't do it, they'll go away. Yep. And something else will take their place. You think about Sears. Sears started their whole business in the internet, where you got a catalog and you look through the catalog and you order stuff in the mail and it appeared. What's the internet? You look online at the screen, you order stuff and it comes in the mail. Mm-hmm. And not much different except the mode of thing. So the NRA needs to come into this thing here. They could get so many more people if they just.
Yeah, it's not that they need to come in. That's what they tried over the last couple of years. After that meeting out at SHOT Show 5 years ago, that's when stuff came out. Like they had Colin Noir and a whole bunch of other people. Basically, what they decided to do was buy their way in and control us instead of coming to us and going, look, guys, we know you're doing this thing. How can we work together and make something happen and not trying to control us?
That is the way but they see that as a loss of power.
Well, it's going to happen one way or the other.
What's the difference in the Republican Party? They don't want an outsider to come in because they lose control, right?
Well, that's what happened. That's what happened with Trump. They didn't. I could tell you that right now. I am in. There's a Republican Party meeting going on here right now at this minute. Okay, there's a pro-Trump meeting going on here. They did not want Trump to be president. The Republicans.
Oh, I know they did because they don't have any control over him.
Right.
They can't do the purse strings.
Yes, exactly. He had his own control. He spoke to people. He had an audience. He got out there and spoke for himself. And that's what we need to do. And if we don't do it, we're giving up something that's incredibly powerful. I'm not doing this for the money. This makes me broke. This takes me away from my family. This is a whole bunch of things here. I'm doing this because this is something awesome, an awesome right and ability that I have that I've discovered. And I realize that I'm not going to be able to keep it if I don't do something about it. And so that's really what I'm here for.
Say the lineup you have tomorrow, the amount of we all have combined on YouTube is insane. And like you said, the NRA should definitely not underestimate that. Not me particularly, but the gun community as a whole, just the reach.
Yeah. You gotta get past that. He's got more than me thing, or you got more than him.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
because you have people that only watch you.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. And I don't know some of these other people. I've never watched a single thing. Well, I saw Yankee Marshall's rant, but some of these other people, I've never Such and all that. I've hardly ever seen any of this stuff because I'm too busy doing other things to sit in front of the thing and watch it all day long. But
I think it is getting better though.
If everybody's on the same page,
everybody uniting.
Right. Just the same basic message. Put away all the,
all the ego and drama, and
And that's what the Democrats do. They all get together, even though they don't all like each other. Probably they get together on the same page and put the same stuff out there. So that's what we have to do.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with you. I don't think it's about the numbers of how big or how small someone is, because it's not even us. It has nothing to do with us. We do create content. We are personalities. We put our personalities out there. Ultimately, it has to do with the people listening right now. Right. Whoever's out there and they're listening to us, that like the power's in your hands because you come in and you listen to us. And so no matter how small you are, how big you are, there's a core group of people, like Walter said, that identify with you and they connect with you. And if you can get 10 or 20 of those people to bring in some more people or talk to their friends and get them to call their things and do this, it kind of just we outpace whatever reach any of these people think that they have. And I think what we have to do is put that pressure not just on the NRA, but maybe companies that support this kind of crap. Right. Maybe politicians that support this kind of crap. We could put pressure on people to make this better, because ultimately it doesn't matter like how awesome we think things are. We talk about that here in a lot of this show. If we cannot have those things legally, if we become criminals because we have those things, then what the hell is the point? Right. So that's really what I'm trying to do. I hope this goes down tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it myself. I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah. In the chat, PCB was asking if we have a list of recommended candidates. What I saw the recommended ones is the NRA people recommended. Yeah, we don't want what they recommended. Right. I went through and I go, okay, I'm taking Adam Kraut because he's a rubber rouser. I'm taking Robert K. Brown, he's a soldier. I'm taking all the ones that they're not choosing. Yeah. What was that, Yakyaz?
He's also really smart, and that's a big part of it for me. Yes. I appreciate rebels too, but they also need to be intellectuals. I mean, they got to be smart and be able to take care of business. Well, you can't just light fires without knowing where the fire extinguishers are.
Unfortunately, with the NRA, unless they can all get, I don't know how LaPierre and the other ones were chosen or how they are chosen, or I'm not that familiar with the process, but. It's very convoluted, and they've made it more and more difficult. So it's not just putting in one person, and it's why, like, I'm going to keep up my membership. So I know lots of people are not keeping up their membership, but if you're able to vote, keep up your membership and keep voting.
Why wouldn't you keep up your membership and vote the people that you don't like? I mean, what the organization stands for does not change because of the people that run it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to understand. Oh, I hate the NRA because they don't want to give me my slide fire stocks. Well, I mean, there's things that you can do to make the NRA better. Yeah.
You got to be a part of it to change it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the reality is the NRA is the most powerful organization to help you maintain your Second Amendment rights. Right. Period.
And if they're not listening to you, make them listen.
But the NRA is the #1, period. And if, so the best thing for you to do as someone who loves the Second Amendment is to be a part of it and to vote the people that you want to that have the same vision as you do about what you should be able to do with your gun rights. Right. That's the bottom line.
I agree with that. It needs a lot of new blood. The way they have it structured, you can't just put in 5 or 10 people because it's like, what is it, like 80 or 90 people? When we had Adam Kraut on, he was explaining this to us. It's like 80 or 90 seats. So we could change it eventually, but we can also put pressure on them. If you put enough pressure on them, if we can get over like our egos or whatever it is that gets in the way, and we put enough pressure on them, they could go, you know what? We better at least listen to these guys. And they do understand this too. Oh, hell yeah. You got it. I'm sure they felt the money thing with people not signing up and pushing, telling the other people not to sign up. Stuff like that too. So they're trying to do a lot of things. I mean, I've spoken to Mac here, and I've spoken to him privately, and they've tried to do things to blacklist him and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I'm not trying to get deep into that particular drama, but yeah, they're doing all these things, and we can't let that happen. No. We have to make sure we push back against that. Think about this. there's certain big people here that are taking a huge risk to do what they're doing. It would be way easier for them to just go along with the NRA and get on the private planes and the limousines and all that stuff that we pay for and get money out of it. But they're actually standing and pushing back against that, you know, so they are taking a risk. And that's why it's like a circular deal for us to support them. They can't, no matter how big they are, they can't save us, you know, and we can't save them. We could all get into this fight together and make people recognize, like, oh shit, you know, let's rethink this. Let's get out there. Really, at this point, all they really need to do is get out there and push back against this crap.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm hoping for. So anyway, I mean, we're going to have a lot of these conversations tomorrow. You know, Razor JB says need to get Coleon back and away from the NRA. He could be one voice that matters. I totally agree with that. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I really, really like Coleon Noir. I don't know what's going on here. And I think he's in danger of giving away something really powerful. We believed in him. It wasn't the NRA. Way before the NRA, we believed in him. We liked his message. We got behind it. And we were like, yeah, this is the guy. And now it seems like, you know, you get up there and maybe your reality gets twisted a little bit and you can't see. I wish we could get him to just like really consider what's happening here, because, you know, he could really help a lot with this, but we can't do that right now. I'll still try to keep pushing in the background. I've been doing a lot of this stuff for a long time, you know, even trying to get him on. I saw him at SHOT Show. Lola spoke to him. You know, I spoke to him. We tried to get him to come on. You know, sometimes people are just polite to you and they say, yeah, you know, they're going to come on.
Yeah, sure.
I wish I could have these conversations privately or whatever, but I think that wouldn't necessarily help, even if it could be done. But maybe just coming on and listening to people, you know, we could do something about that. Or maybe we can't. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. We can do something about it.
Well, I mean, let's just be real. Coleon Noir probably has a contract with the NRA. He's not going to speak against the NRA during his contract. Just like if you have a favorite NFL player, they're not going to speak against their team while they're under contract. Okay, I mean that's the way it works. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about this guy's livelihood. I mean, he's not going to go out there and say, "Oh, the NRA needs to do this." They're paying him to say something else.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
Stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
I think we just have to be sensible about it. Do we want Colin to be on the same side that we are? Of course we do. But we have to understand that he has obligations that he's signed contracts for. That I mean, we know that's the bottom line. He's under contract with the NRA to do these videos. Sure,
and it can ruin not only his life, but maybe, you know, family members and all that kind of stuff that he could be supporting or whatever. I don't want to do that. I just, you know,
I think people get too picket and fiery way too fast against people that don't agree with their opinion. I just think that's nonsense. You got to look at it from all the angles. If you're in that situation where you're making all this money from the NRA and they're going, hey, man, can you kind of help us out here? You know, we're paying you all this money. Well, guess what? You're probably going to do that favor.
Yeah. But also, listen, one thing about companies, right? If your company, if people cannot voice alternate opinions or push back or try to say to you, you're going in the wrong direction in your company, no matter how big, no matter how successful, how much money, how much power a company has, the minute that they stop being able to listen to people and listening to dissenting opinions, they start to atrophy. That's how companies die. You know, so I think
I agree with you with the stagnant message from the NRA. We're about this. You know, that it needs to change with the times, obviously.
Yeah. So, all right. So, you know, we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about this a lot tomorrow. We're probably going to talk about this a lot on the lead up to this. I personally, I'm inviting everyone out there that's listening to me, like, let me know what your questions are for everyone that's coming on, or your opinions and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do it. We'll be here for 2 hours. And, you know, hopefully we,
okay. I gotta dare you to do something tomorrow.
Oh boy.
You guys will all be all serious. Ask them about the hamster in the toilet.
Oh, okay. Remind me. You're going to be out tomorrow, right?
I'm trolling in the chat. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I invite everyone to troll in the chat and remind me of stuff. You too, Kenny, and also Yakyaz. You guys can remind me of what I'm going to try to let everyone get their opinions out and have a real serious, because I know I myself run my mouth a lot. So
no.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. A little bit. So, okay, you know what? Lola wants us to wrap this up. Okay. So, Yakyaz, you know what, man? Thanks for coming on the show. What do you, what things would you like, folks? Yeah, it's good. Great to see you. What would you like the folks out there to know? Any final comments before we go here?
Peace and prosperity, I guess. I hope to be on more. I hope to do some more videos with you someday.
I would love it.
And I hope you have a lot of success with the show tomorrow. So.
Okay, thanks, man. And by the way, I have a Hudson 9 that you can shoot whenever you're ready.
Oh my God, I'm getting in the car right now.
Yeah. It's a little bit different than it was a couple years ago. I could get my hands on some guns nowadays. So, and I would love to shoot with you. Man, I'll be happy to just break bread with you. I miss you.
I know, man. That actually, you know what? That's what we gotta do first.
Yeah,
break some bread and drink some beers.
Absolutely. All right, so Kenny, thanks for coming on, man. I know we kind of got into a couple of things here, but what would you like folks out there to know about before you get out here today?
No, man, I had a good time. It's always fun coming on. I'm sorry my internet's being a little crazy tonight, but I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, awesome, man. And I want to encourage everyone that's watching, make sure that you subscribe to Glock Guy 226. It's a really cool channel. I like him. Mostly I just like him. I like his personality and stuff like that. And we would, Kenny, you should come on more, man. We should have you on the panel on a more regular basis. If you've got something that you would like to push, or if you just want to hang out with us, man, let us know. Come on the show.
Yeah. I'd love to.
Okay, absolutely, man. I'd like to do as much as I can, to help you out, help your channel grow, and I look forward to seeing you come on. All right, Walter, troublemaker. What's up?
It's a dirty job. Somebody's got to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully tomorrow, no record driver backs into any cars. I have to fix the car tomorrow, by the way. I'll put a starter in it, I think. But anyways, so yeah, just check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're doing that stuff. Still waiting on my SHOT Show containers. I'm getting a little nervous.
That SHOT Show container still didn't come. This is the longest.
I don't want to say anything, but some of them got some good stuff in them.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, we're working on that stuff. Just building guns, man. That's all. Also, want to remember again, military vehicle rally coming up. I think it's the 23rd and 24th or 22nd, 23rd. I put a link up last night on the Facebook after we got off. But tanks, trucks, Jeeps, things to buy, OD green stuff. Yeah. But
awesome. I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm going to try to see if I can get some like a crew to come out there with me or something like that.
Yeah.
So we can get some cool videos. Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. I just want to remind everyone to share this video. Make sure you're subscribed. Click the notification button. Tomorrow's going to be a good show. We're going to have Military Arms channel on. We're going to have Yankee Marshall on.
What do you think your numbers will be?
I'm
going to take a bet on your numbers?
I don't know. It's,
it'll be 500 likes, you think?
Hopefully. That'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll see.
That'll be nice.
It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
The big thing I hope for is that we get some clarification on things that are going on and what these guys plan to do.
And some love.
Yeah, some love, some marching orders, and we all start moving in the right direction with these things. So with that being said, I'm going to end this show right now. Everyone on the panel, stay right there. Thanks, guys, for supporting us. Thanks to everyone who supports us on Patreon, Patreon.com/Hank Strange. Thanks to the folks from Safety Harbor Firearms, as well as Andrew's Custom Leather, of course, Big Daddy Guns for joining us. And most importantly, thanks to Kenny. Glock Guy 226. Make sure you guys get over there and subscribe and follow him on his social medias. And of course, thanks to my friend Yakyaz, that we have no picture that we can lock on.
But all I see is Dorothy up there right now, so that must mean something.
Yeah. So thanks to Dorothy and Yakyaz for coming on today. It's great seeing you. Okay, guys, we're out of here.
I'm not sure why he showed up like that, but whatever.